Tide fans, have a cigar. You're used to it. It's the third week of October, of course. Welcome to the Voice of College Football, breaking down the game we all love each and every day with best discussion, debate, and analysis based on participation. We appreciate you being here. Let's get to it. Bama comes back with an enormous second half at home to defeat Tennessee 34-20 after being down at halftime, roaring back 27 consecutive points for the Tide. Yes, it is a tradition that the winner of this game gets a cigar. Smoke a cigar. The smoke was wafting over Bryant-Denny Stadium after the game, as it has many times, every time in the last 20 years. So yes, Tennessee got that 52-49 win for the first win over Nick Saban. First win for Tennessee in 15 years of this rivalry. But Bama still has not lost at home against Tennessee since 2003. That was a long, long time ago. Joe Milton, came out, and after a lackluster performance, despite a win against Texas A&M with only about 100 yards passing against the Aggies last week, the defense did the job for the Vols in that one. Bad performance in the Swamp against Florida with little support from a running game. Joe Milton came out on fire in this one, running, passing, doing all those things, hooking up with Squirrel White in particular. Great name, Squirrel White. 10 catches for 111 for the Squirrel, but 8 of those in the first half for 105 yards, so we only had 6 yards in the second half. Tale of two halves for sure. Elijah Herring made the comment after the game for Tennessee that we got comfortable. We felt like we probably already won. The young man was being honest. I guess he was being honest. But man, can you in any such way imagine being Tennessee, leading by 13 points, not by 30, not by 40 at halftime, leading by 13 in Tuscaloosa? I'm guessing that Mr. Herring knows something about college football history. Regardless, Tennessee came out like gangbusters, 187-36 in total yardage in the first quarter. But we have seen the Bama formula of what it used to be and now what it currently is. And it's working. It doesn't look pretty. It's not prolific on offense. They only beat Arkansas 24-21, but what did they do in that game? After they got a scare in the fourth quarter from KJ Jefferson and company, they rammed it down the Hogs' throats in the last 5.5 minutes. They ran the ball and grinded to a win. This one, Jace McClellan, 27 carries for $115. The Bama ground game worked in the second half. Jalen Milroe did what he does best. Bombs away Isaiah Bond to get Bama back in the game at 27-14. The touchdown drive that gave Bama its first lead in the ball game was also featured by Jace McClellan. Big passing plays downfield and a Jalen Milroe called running play for 14 yards and a big first down there. One side note that seems obviously curious to me is Bama continues to make penalties. So this has been a poised, fundamentally sound football program for years and years and years under Nick Saban, typically top 20 to 25 in regards to number of penalties, not high on the list of numbers of penalties, but ranking near the top end of the nation in regards to being the best in not committing penalties. But the last 3 years, it was awful in 2021 and 22. They were in that bottom 10 category in regards to penalties. And here on this day against Tennessee, 17 for 130. And it's not just been on this Saturday. It's been all throughout the season once again for Bama. Don't know what the story is there. Chris Braswell put the hit on Joe Milton that iced the game. He delivered the smack, and Jahad Campbell scoop and score for the touchdown. Bama wins 34-20. Again, down 20-7 at half. Bama's 5-0 in the SEC. They've got the one loss to Texas, but in the SEC, they are unscathed. And they get a bye before LSU. How convenient. That happens almost every year between those two. So for Bama, the next big one, of course, LSU. That's one is in Tuscaloosa as well. Tennessee's pretty much played themselves out of this thing. They're 2-2 in the conference. Yes, they've got Georgia the next to last weekend of the season, November 18th, but Georgia's undefeated. So even if they win that head-to-head, they need another loss out of the Bulldogs, and that is unlikely to come considering they've already dusted off Kentucky, South Carolina, and others. They've got the Florida game. Maybe there's some hope there, but thinking about Tennessee knocking off Georgia at this point, even though the game's at home, seems a distant wish for Josh Heupel and the Vols. Heupel took some gambles in the red zone. He also took some gambles on fourth downs. They did not work, a la Lane Kiffin against Alabama in recent years. What do you think of the Tide? Leave your comments down below right here at the Voice of College Football. How will they fare against LSU? Is this the SEC Western Division Championship team? Do they have a shot in the playoff? Your thoughts about the Vols again as well. Join me each and every day here at the Voice of College Football. We discuss, debate, and analyze college football like nobody else all the time with you. Appreciate you being here. Catch us for our 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time live call-in show each and every Saturday night to wrap up the college football weekend right here at the Voice of College Football.